Good morning, students. Today I will teach you the next poem, that is A Tiger in the Zoo, of your first flight book, which is written by Leslie Norris. So let's start the poem. First, let me tell you this poem is about a tiger which is inside a zoo, as the title itself suggested. He stalks in his vivid stripes, the few steps of his cage, on pads of velvet quiet in his quiet rage. So let's see the hardwood meaning. Stalks, that means move quietly. Vivid means bright. Stripes means long narrow bands, that you have seen a body of tiger which is full of stripes. Pads means soft part of foot. Rage means anger. So in the first para, the poet is talking about a tiger which is inside a zoo and which is trapped in a cage. So the tiger is moving very quietly and he has bright stripes on his body. As you know that the area of a cage is very limited, so he could take only few steps of the cage. But the tiger is in very much anger. He is very furious as he is helpless and he is inside a cage. So he is moving on his soft part of foot, that is on the parts, and which is exactly like a velvet. You must have seen a velvet cloth which is very soft. Now let's see the next para. He should be lurking in shadow, sliding through long grass near the water hole where plump deer pass. In this para, the poet is telling about where is the exact location or where should exactly the tiger should be instead of in a cage. अभी जो टाइगर है वो आपका कहाँ है? एक केज में, एक पिंजरे के अंदर बंद है. लेकिन नेक्स्ट पैरा में, इस पैरा में आपको जो पोएट हैं वो बता रहे हैं कि जो एक्चुअल जगह है टाइगर की वो कहाँ है. So what is the hardwood meaning? Lurking, that means hiding. Sliding means move. Plump means chubby. Hole means pool. So the poet is telling that instead of being in a cage, the tiger should be hiding in a long grass. He should be moving, hiding in the shadow of a long grass, which would be quite near the water pool, where the tiger would have come to drink water, and he would be hiding there so that he could prey the deer. आप सभी को पता है कि जो टाइगर का फेवरेट फूड होता है दैट इज डियर. So he would wait there by hiding so that he can trap the deer and eat it. Now in the third para, he should be snarling around houses at the jungle's edge, baring his white fangs, his claws, terrorizing the village. In this poem, in this stanza, the hardwood meaning is snarling, that is angry warning. You must have seen how the tiger roars like very furiously. Fangs means two long sharp teeth. Baring means showing. Terrorizing means frightening. Now in this para, what poet is doing, he is also giving a type of warning to us, to all the people reading out this poem, that if we keep on cutting the forest, cutting the trees in the same way the tiger, there will be time then when the tiger or when the wild animals will move to the town, which would be danger for the people living in cities or towns. So what he is saying, instead of being in a cage, he should be snarling. He should be giving angry warning around all the houses which could be at the jungle's edge. And how he would be giving the angry warnings? By showing his white, two long sharp teeth, his claws, and with his warning he would be terrorizing or frightening the whole village. But he is locked in a concrete cell, his strength behind bars, stalking the length of his cage, ignoring visitors. But now the poet is telling the tiger is helpless. The poet is feeling pity on the tiger as he is helpless. He is locked inside a concrete, means unpleasant cage. Inside a limited cage, and his all the strength is put behind the bars. You know, the tiger is a very furious animal and he is very dangerous as well, right? And so, but his all this strength has been put behind the bars. Now only the thing he could do is he could move slowly along the length of the cage, and he would ignore the visitors as he know that nobody is going to help him out or nobody is going to take him out from the cage. So he is very helpless. He hears the last voice at night, the patrolling cars, and stares with his brilliant eyes at the brilliant stars. Now what he could do, he is very helpless inside the cell, so he could only hear the last voice which comes at night, that is of patrolling cars. You know, patrolling cars which comes on checking whether everything is okay or not, right? And he could only stare at the stars with his brilliant eyes. So in this whole poem, the tiger is helpless. He is inside the cage, and the poet tries to depict the mental condition of a caged tiger. What he is doing, he is comparing the life of a tiger in the zoo with its life in its natural habitat. Here, the poet is also conveying an important message that wild animals should be in their natural habitat, and what he does, he heightens the contrast between the freedom and captivity. So the poet is feeling very pity and he wrote this poem depicting the mental condition of a caged tiger. Now we will see the rhyme scheme of the poem. Stripes, cage, white, rage. Stripes, that will be your A. Cage, that will be your B. Quiet, that will be your C. Rage is similar to cage, so it will be B. What is the rhyming scheme? That will be A, B, C, B. Shadow A, draws B, hole C, pass B. The same rhyming scheme in the second para as well. A, B, C, B. The whole, you will see in the whole poem, the rhyme scheme is same, that is your A, B, C, B. And what are the poetic device used in this poem is personification. The tiger has been depicted or has been compared or has been denoted as he in the whole poem. He has been personified as a human, right? There is consonants, there is assonance. Now in this poem you will find yourself what are the poetic device used in this poem. This is your work. Thank you.